welcome to this episode. Today we're here with Guillaume and Hicham. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for
Hi.
joining us. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm Hicham, and I'm a Moroccan filmmaker based in Montreal. I grew up in Morocco, and I moved to France when I was 18, and I studied architecture. Quite a while. I've been studying for 7 years, and this is where I found out that I was really interested in cinema. I have like a video club in my school, and I was going there very often. So I started to build my interest to cinema there. And once I finished my studies, I came to Montreal and I started a film school and decided to become a filmmaker.
Great.
And my name is Guillaume Chabot. I grew up in Quebec, in Canada, and I've been making films on my end since I've been super young. Like I think I started with the camera at 6 or 7 years old, just annoying my parents and my family with it. And so it's always been within me. But I was studying more like towards like scientific studies, and I saw cinema as more of a hobby. But then I just made the choice to make the gap at some point, and I decided to try the cinematic studies. And so I went through 3 different universities, and I ended up in Montreal, where I met Hicham, and we've been making films together with some other companions for a couple of years now.
In some ways you answered already, but I'm going to ask it directly. So how long have you been doing this and how many movies have you made?
I would say I've been doing just filmmaking for fun since I'm super young, as I was saying, but I've been making more like a bit more serious filmmaking, I guess, since I started studying in 2018, 2017. I've been directing a bit on like short films when I was studying, but as I was studying, I started also to go more towards producing. And that's the role I also play on Hicham's film. And I've been producing a couple films since my studies have been finished. I think we have a total of four short films that we have finished right now, and that are being distributed in Quebec and internationally too.
So for me, this was really my first visual or film experience ever. So really, for me, it was the first film I ever directed, and also as today, it's still the only film I directed. But as said Guillaume, after this film, we kind of worked together on several films as producers, and that's an experience that we are really working a lot this past few years in order to maybe handle better our next filmmaking project.
Production, yeah.
All right. So what did your friends and family say? I mean, you said you were studying engineering. So they say, well, if you finish your degree, you can do anything you want. Or were they supportive? Yes, go for it.
Well, this is exactly what they said to me in my case. They told me you have to get your a diploma that is recognized in your country, and after that you can do whatever you want. And they really supported me a lot when I told them that I wanted to go towards cinema. So this is exactly what happened in my case.
Yeah, it's similar to, I would say. Well, I mean, I didn't have to complete another degree, but I've had also a very supportive family. They're all scientists. All my friends and family were scientists, so it was difficult to make the choice to change path, because it seemed like everything was written to go in a certain way. But when I had the courage to bring it up, it was actually not that difficult, and it was very well received. And my family is involved in all the film I've been doing. In some ways or another. Yeah.
Even playing in your film.
Yeah, sometimes playing even.
Great, great. So you guys have a tribe, a group of filmmakers where you live?
Well, I will say by circumstance, since we developed very great connections with a lot of talented people in our schools, because actually we started at Université de Montréal. We kind of have developed a little group there, and after that we moved at the same time at the Concordia University, and the same for in this case. So yeah, we kind of have a nice group of talented people in which we are developing our ideas.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Mm.
We've been every film we make, we kind of work with the same group of people. Of course, we're always finding new, very talented people that we add to the team. But it's just nice when when a filmmaker comes with an idea or something, then we have like people that we can bring into the mix. You know, a composer, a cinematographer, everybody. Like we're just getting our generation of filmmakers and in Montreal, and we can like all make films together. Yeah.
Great. So what made you guys decide to make this movie? How did that come about?
Yeah, so the thing that we have to say about the film is that it's a film that we shot in summer 2019, and it was like 9 months after we started our film program at university. So I think there was an urge when we started school to do something with our own means. And in order to like have an informal way to learn to make films next to like a theoretical approach of cinema. And to us, it was really a project that was developed in parallel through to the university until the end of university. So we kind of see this film as another kind of school of cinema. And this was the reason why we wanted to make it very soon. We wanted to have like an additional learning process.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say it better. I would say like when I met Hicham, he really wanted to make a film that summer, and it was the first summer of when we just started studying. And when you meet someone who's really like going to do something, well, you want to jump on the ship and be part of the adventure. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm going to put these two questions together because quite often they overlap. What was the hardest part of making the film, and what was the most fun part of making this film?
Do they have to be the same thing?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Um,
Well, we have to talk about the car.
yes,
the
yes,
film.
we can talk about the car.
Well, the thing, the film is like it's a period film, so we had to look for a very specific artistic direction, and well, finding the right car for the film was a job on itself, since it's very hard to rent this kind of car here in Montreal.
And without a budget, because we were just
Well,
working
yeah,
with absolutely no money. So it's,
But also we have to find an informal way to find the car, to rent a car without any document or something. So it was very hard to find the car. But the reason why we found this car is also because this car had a lot of problems
Yeah.
in itself.
and which we didn't know about when we took it, of course.
Absolutely.
But it was like to get the car, it was a 1 hour and 30-minute drive from Montreal, and so we had to go get it and bring it to the set, and it was the owner who brought it. But when he left it to the set, then he left and the car was not working anymore, and so many problems were happening, and he was drinking all its fuel in a couple of like seconds. And we had to boost it all the time, and so it was a kind of a night of horror with it.
Yeah,
But,
also we had a technical issue because we had a scene with this car and with the headlights of the car in the film that was very important. And when the car arrived, only 3 headlights were working.
yeah, it was
And
missing one.
progressively all the headlights turned down.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had to find a
Yep.
way with our director of photography to make it work. So basically what she did is that she like taped
Yeah, she taped mini LEDs to the car so that it looks like there were
real
headlights,
yeah.
but it was actually LEDs that we taped to the car.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a good solution.
Yeah.
And how about fun? What was the fun part?
Well, these kind of stories, even though they're it's horror, but it's also the most fun of filmmaking. So I guess it does play both sides, because coming up with solutions on the spot, and when everybody joins in, because you need everybody's brain to act as quick as possible because you're over scheduled and everything. It's also part of the fun. I would say it's like that's how you get like the core memories of a shoot. Yeah.
Yep, that's why I put them together.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you the type of filmmakers, this is a more generic question, are you the type of filmmakers that are happy with your product? So you've finished this movie, You put it out there, that baby's born, he's gone. If you see any mistakes, you're like, next time I won't do that mistake. Or you're the type of person, you sit there, you look at the project, and you say, someday I'm going to get the money and I'm going to fix that project. Which type are you?
Well, I think there are both. I mean, in my case, I mean, I'm in both type. But in the end, I will say that I'm more in the first type than the second. I mean, I'm very happy with what had been done, with the means that we had, with I mean, also with I mean, how the film has been received, and how in the end we arrived to capture the image. I mean, the gap between the images and the screenplay was kind of very narrow in the end. I mean, we are kind of satisfied with this aspect. But of course, there are so many aspects that in which you're like, okay, because we shot on film, I mean, in 60 millimeters without a monitor on set. So of course, you know what you don't have once you have your shots. And when you arrive in the editing table, you're like, okay, maybe I could have done this better, or maybe I could have picked this shot instead of being so stubborn with my like I don't know how to say in English, but the découpage technique, the technical cut,
the technical breakdown
of the film. So yeah, maybe there are some little technical aspect, and you're like, okay, maybe I could cover more of this next time. But in the end, I mean, we are very happy with the film, and very happy with the life of the film in festival. As I said, it's a first experience, so kind of very satisfied for what it was.
Yeah, very happy with it. Yeah.
Okay, all right, great. So in the indie world, we all know we're not going to end up with private jets and yachts and mansions, not the indie film world. I mean, you might get out of the indie film world, you might make a big budget movie, and maybe it'll be Steven Spielberg. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but in the indie film world, what does success look and sound like? What is success?
I think everybody has probably his or her own definition of that, and I think it's important not to try to compare to others and try to understand what they have as a success and what they view as success, because in the end, it's about what do you want when you make a film. And as a producer, I've worked with different filmmakers, different directors who don't have the same all the same view of what is success. So I think it's important to stay true to yourself and know what it is that you want. I would say personally, as a filmmaker, my view of success probably would be just to find any public, because you make your film to enter in a conversation. You every choice you make, it's because it has to be at some point viewed. So if one person comes and tells you that they've responded to your film a lot and it made them think, it made them reflect, it just needs one person and you found your public, in my opinion. So that's all you need. I think that's where satisfaction comes from. Yeah.
Do you have any words, Ishmael?
Oh, well, just to add maybe because I value a lot the encounters that we made through festivals, and it was very gratifying to really also have a potential of collaborative approach of other projects thanks to the life of the film. I will say, to me, it's a kind of success to be able to develop your I mean, your relation and your potential collaborative aspect of a future project. I don't know if it's clear, but to me, it's the indie world is kind of very supportive, so it's kind of nice to find people in which you're with which you have like some affinities, and you can develop ideas potentially.
All right, so somebody comes along and says, "Hi, I want to be a filmmaker just like you, Uncle Ishmael. You're my idol, just like you." What would be your advice?
Okay. Well, I would be questioning maybe his choice of idols, but other than that, I would say before you embark on any project, you really need to make sure that you're absolutely enthralled and in love with it from the start, because whatever is your estimation of the time it will take, and whatever is your estimation of what it will cost to you, financially, but and socially also, and any other aspects of your life, it's probably going to be even way more than what you think it's going to be. So you really need to make sure that you're absolutely passionate about this idea that you want to bring, because also you're going to bring a lot of people to work with you on this idea. So you want to be sure that you can be the leader to assemble these people and to lead them with positivity. And for that, you need to be absolutely in love with this idea, and to be absolutely certain that it has to be brought to the screen, and that you have to be the person that brings it to the screen. And if you're sure about that, it's gonna work. It's gonna work out.
Not put a lot of money in your own money. I mean, in your projects, but maybe work on the most you can in others project in different role, and also if you can the more you direct, I mean, if you have the chance to direct, to practice your directing in any way, because not only in directing but also in acting or in another role in another set, it's really something that is always interesting in terms of in the learning process, I would say.
Yep.
Listen, thanks guys. Unfortunately, it's almost 4 o'clock. I got a 4 o'clock. But thank you for being here.